Hello, everyone. My name is Katy of Greenland Quilter, and I have Jess here with me tonight again for a live. And I'm going to first let her introduce her channel and herself for those of you who don't know her, and she can still introduce herself to the ones that do know her. So go ahead, Jess.
Well, my name is Jess, and my handle is So Blessed by Jess, and I'm coming from a very cold, rainy, ugly day in North Carolina today. You do not want to be outside. I think the high is 40, and it's just raining all day long. But on my channel, you'll find YouTube tutorials on how to build blocks and just the passion of my teaching. So I have a couple things planned coming up next year that I'm going to be really excited to talk to you all about in the next coming videos. And yeah, it's just so much fun. I'm here to have fun. And that's all. The day that the fun is no longer here, I'll probably be popping off. But yeah, it's just a fun avenue for me, and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah.
What are you going to work on tonight?
So my husband has two cousins that had babies this year, and my goal is every year before they turn one, they get a quilt from cousin Jessie. And so I'm making like a more modern quilt. I don't know if you can see it, but
Yeah,
it's half square triangles and just let's see, the half square triangles are 6 inches. I just made up the pattern, so I can just say it out loud. And then just some solid lines that are,
it looks very
those blocks are
modern.
6 inches. Yeah. And so right now I'm just making the rest of those line blocks so that I can start putting it together. And then the border will just be um, solid lines. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet. So it's all good.
It's going to be gorgeous. I want to
Yeah.
do a black and yellow and white one, I think, or either a
Oh,
black, gray, and yellow, something like that.
absolutely.
I think that would look cool together. So let me say hello to everybody, and then I will talk about
Yeah.
what I'm going to do. And for some reason, I can't see part. Who's at the very top of the list? Can you see who that is?
Rita.
Hey, Rita. Rita was in here first, and I'll explain about this uh, goal thing that I mentioned in my title. All right. So hello and welcome, welcome. And Jess is here, of course. Uh, hello, Andrea.
Yeah.
And then we have Patricia Browning. Welcome.
Hi, Patricia
Good to
and
see you.
Pat.
Lori Colgan's here. It's good to see you too. And we have Pat D. Hello. I'm not sure how to say your last name, so I don't want to mess it up too badly. So I'll just call you Pat D. So welcome. She also posted in my Facebook group today, welcoming some more new people into the Facebook group. The Facebook group is
Amazing.
growing. I don't know how that's happening because I don't spend a lot of time bringing that up except for putting pictures in it, which I'm going to bring up again tonight. But yeah, we're up to 200 members in the Facebook group, which is surprising because mostly we
Congratulations.
just share pictures and I share links for my lives. I really haven't figured out what to do about the group yet, because it's like ranked lower on the totem pole. Trying to get the channel off to a good start has been my main goal. And yeah, so we're going to talk more about that in a little while. Um, hello, Linda. Welcome to the chat. I know I missed some other people in here. Looks like hello, Don Stewart. Hey, Sherry. Welcome, welcome. And I need to get with you about something too. Okay. And hello, Rachel Nelson. Hello, Fever Dream. Any of you who have
Hello,
channels,
hello.
um, all you have to do, and I'm going to put it in the chat so you can see what it looks like. You just need to type this exclamation mark. Ooh, I misspelled type. Exclamation selfie. And Jess, if you want to, you can do it first so they can see what you did. So if you have a
Yeah,
channel, that's all you have to type in there, and you can share the channel link so people can go to your channel and subscribe and start watching your content. This is how we help little channel. All of us little people help each other out because it takes a village to accomplish a few things. So that's what you do. And look, the bots shared your channel too already.
yeah.
It's funny. Yep. See, that's how you do it. Just type exclamation selfie, and I'm fine with you sharing your channel addresses as much as you want to. Just don't start spamming the channel, please, because people will get uptight about it. So yeah, thank you for that. All right. Don't forget about the live that starts on December 31st at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or did I say 5 o'clock?
I think you said 5 Eastern
5
Standard
o'clock
Time.
Eastern, yeah, it's an hour later than usual. So it starts at 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and it will go to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget about that. And probably tomorrow I'll have a new updated banner and everything for it. I didn't want to push this link down because I knew if I did that, then nobody would see that I was doing a live tonight. Also, if you've not did the Google form to participate in a giveaway, you'll need to do that also. So keep an eye out for that. You can also go to the community tab and scroll down until you see that first banner I posted about the New Year's Eve party. And you'll find in the paragraph there where I typed out everything, you'll find the link there, but you'll also find it pinned to my Facebook group community tab on a post that I made about it. So you can find it there. But I will update everything on the community tab and in the Facebook group with the link for the Google form to participate in the giveaway. Right now, I think we're up to like 32 people who have
Hi,
signed
Judy.
up.
How are you doing?
Hey, Judy H. Welcome, welcome. All right. Also, if you've not posted pictures yet, go dump them into my Facebook Greenland Quilter group. If you do not have Facebook, this is what you can do. You can either email me at living.greenland2011@gmail.com, or go over to IG, which is, or Instagram, and my username is at K_Joelsen326. Just tag me with that tag and I'll see the pictures you posted. And then someone told me how to download the pictures from Instagram because I've tried in the past and couldn't, but she told me how to do that. So I'm going to try doing what she suggested. If not, then I'll just take y'all over to Instagram on the live and we'll show the pictures from there. So you have 3 ways of sharing any of your quilting pictures. If you crochet, you can do that. If you knit, you can do that. Any craft is fine for the trunk show. No naughty pictures though. We're not doing that. Because photography is also a hobby craft. You know, if you want to show some pictures that you've taken of something beautiful, do that. But, you know, we're all adults and
be respectful. Absolutely.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so the next thing I'm going to talk about is what I'm going to work on. Last night I had started working on the cut glass dish block that's part of Donna's Donna with Handmade by Ying's membership group. And so we're all doing a sew along and we're getting a block once a week. And we'll be putting together up to 48 blocks by the end of it. So right now what I'm doing, concentrating on making, is 9-inch and 8-inch. Some of these blocks do not have the 8-inch measurement. So like this one is going to be a 9-inch. So you'll see over time where it looks like I have a bunch of 8-inch ones and a bunch of 9-inch ones. And that's because some of these are 9-inch. And then what I'll do to correct the measurement is I'll put sashing on the smaller ones so that I can line them up with the bigger ones. So it'll come out good in the end. And I think I've already figured out, I might just put my blocks on point. That's what you call them, right?
Yeah, on point. I think that would be absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing that. So last night I sewed all of the warm colors already. So I was doing red and the orange. Don't want to lose any.
Hi, Laura. How are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Laura Sup. How are you? Rita, some of us are a paid member to Handmade with Ying's Facebook channel.
Mhm.
And you can find her channel over, just put in the, actually, let me find her link because I know I have her on here on my bot. If you go over there, if you want to become a paid member, my phone keeps going off. I'm going to turn my phone off.
Somebody is wanting you.
Yeah, somebody I can't talk to right now.
Yeah.
I'm busy.
But yeah, so in Handmade by Ying, so if you become a paid member, you become a squirrel. And we are putting together a 48-week quilt. So every week on Sunday around noon, Eastern time, she drops a block. And these blocks come from, as you can see, Katy has the quilt builder block in front of her. So we have all 3 of those blocks, all of the members, and she tells us which box to go into and which card we're going to pull out. And then it's up to us on what size that we want to make. You can make a 6, an 8, a 9, 12, 15. I think there's even 36-inch blocks
Yeah, I saw
on
36
these.
on there, yeah.
And they're amazing. They're beautiful. I have the Missouri Star Advent box this year, and they had a Missouri Star one that came out, and I have the Christmas one also. So I have 5 of those quilt builder blocks right now, and it's amazing.
I hope that they'll put the Missouri Star one up where we can buy that one.
I think so. Eventually, they'll wait for probably some like in the spring next year. They might do it for like Christmas in July, because I've seen those items come for sale once the spring and summer have hit. But it's a fun time, and then we post them on her Facebook page so we can see everyone's work of art. It's amazing.
Yep,
So.
and but this is for paid. So this, as she just mentioned, it's for paid members, and
Yep.
me just happened to be a paid member. And you have to stay, in order to do all 48 of these, you have to stay a paid member the entire length of the sew along. So
Yep.
if you drop your membership, then you won't have any more information on what block to sew. So
Correct.
this is a very oriented toward the paid membership group. Now I have a paid membership on my channel. I have a few people. I think I have 12, I think, but I haven't come up with a plan on what to do about that yet. I'm still working on that.
Hi,
Anyway,
Brenda. How are you doing tonight?
Hey,
Hi,
Brenda.
Joy.
Hey, Joy T. Does that help explain it better, Rita? And I also posted Donna's link in the channel. It says subscribe and like Donna's channel and videos, and there's a link there that you can follow it if you want to see who Donna is.
Yeah, she does legit kits and some amazing quilts. Absolutely. She's very talented.
Oh, you don't understand the name? Click on the link and just follow the link up there. You'll see. Let me post it again for you, Rita. I'm going to put in here Donna, exclamation Donna. And now right after I do that, keep an eye out for the link. And it says right there, subscribe and like Donna's channel and videos, and click on the link right to the right of it. And that'll take you to her Handmade by Ying. That's the name of her channel. Ying, I guess she chose that name because her grandchildren call her Ying.
They do.
And that's why she's called Yings. And then she calls the paid membership group Squirrels. So that's why you keep hearing the word squirrels in the middle of this.
Yeah.
Brenda says, I'm still awake. Shocking, I know. I have been waking 2 and 3 a.m. most mornings. Wow, sounds like me. So what I'm going to do
is, girl.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get started sewing. And also, while I'm sewing, I'm going to mention about the poll up top. There's 2 things. Please vote on the poll of what you consider your skill set to be at. Are you a beginner to advanced beginner, or are you intermediate to an advanced sewer? We're doing the poll because who I'm going to be doing a sew along with, I want to make sure we want to see what the percentage of um, beginners to more advanced sewers are, so I can figure out what kind of quilt pattern I want to um, share with you guys in case someone wants to sew along with us when we start our project. Also, while we're talking about this, how many of you, and put this in the chat, how many of you, what level of patterns do you prefer sewing? That's a good question. That's what I want to ask. Which level of patterns do you like to sew? Put that in the channel so that me and Jess can see that too.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Hi, Izzy. How are you?
Hey, Izzy. Welcome, welcome. If you want to share your channel, type exclamation mark Sophie. There's no spaces in there.
So you've had a good day today, Katie?
Yeah, I had to I'm losing the battle with the snow outside. I guess the snowplow's still not working, which means they must have had the whole weekend off, I guess. I'm hoping Monday they'll come do something about the problem in the front, because if we get one more day, one more of the bitter rocks, and it lasts for more than 2 days, I'm not going to be able to get out of my house at all, because the snow is getting higher, and every time I dig it out, the part I dig out ends up pushed onto the top of what's already there. And tomorrow I'm going to make a video, a little short video, so you can see what I'm talking about. Right now, there is parts in front of my house is already touching the lower part of the bedroom windows. So that's how high it's gotten. And it's because the wind can't push the snow anywhere else, because it's being blocked by what's up at the road. But so that's kind of had me a little stressed earlier, because I was trying to dig myself out, and I figured out how to get out without, falling in a hole. I fall in a hole, it's hard to get out.
Thank you, Joydy. Yes, I am making a black and white quilt. I got a little inspiration from the Pinterest, but we have created our own pattern, and I wouldn't mind sharing it with you guys. So we can talk about that a little bit later. I can tell you what size blocks I'm making and stuff like that.
Go ahead and share.
Hi, Sandra. How are you? I don't think I said hi to you. Hi, Lisa.
Hey,
Awkward
Lisa
Quilter GA is here. I say Sandra. It's she can correct me if it's supposed to be Sandra with an aw sound instead. I do apologize if it was Sandra.
Oh, Lisa's here.
Lisa says
hello there.
She says she prefers not to sew by pattern. I'm right there with you, Lisa. I like eyeing things. I can just look at it and figure it out.
Yeah.
Pat says that beginner to advanced. Patricia says confident beginner to immediate. Izzy said that they haven't gotten snow yet. Suppose they had bad yet. Let's see, supposed to have bad weather tomorrow. Well, I hope it's not too bad. Lisa said that she'll try any pattern once except for the jelly roll race. Yeah, Lisa, I've already done the jelly roll race and won and done.
Yeah, it's like you're
one
over
and done.
Done it the first time.
Oh, but it feels like what, September 21st is Jelly Roll Day for all of us Jelly Roll people. Ooh, and that usually is Jelly Roll Race Day for most channels that I noticed that this year anyway.
I've only participated in one before I started this channel. And since I have the channel, I haven't done it at all, which means I went through 2 Septembers and didn't do it. And it was because I'm like, well, if I didn't realize it was a specific time of the year until the second go around. So if I'd have thought about it, I could have probably came up with my own pattern and done something different,
Yeah.
And called
it's
it
like
the jelly
welcome
race.
to fall.
Yeah.
For up here anyway.
Yeah.
And welcome to spring in the Southern Hemisphere. Oh, let's see. Dawn said that she enjoys paper piecing and likes to strip piece and scrappy quilts. I have yet to do a scrappy piece quilt, Dawn.
And stripping is fun. This string
the pile is forever long or high behind
these
me.
are fun to make out of scraps.
Yeah.
And then
maybe someday.
And then Eric showed us how to take those and turn them into something where you could see it, like using a solid fabric to make like a star going around that whole scrappy effect. And it comes out really cool looking.
Yeah, I watched him with you guys and I was really amazed in just the knowledge that he had, and then how he could create things like that.
Yep. And I'm definitely going to do one live a month that's going to be a scrappy live. We're just going to concentrate on taking scraps and making something.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
I have plenty of scraps to do it with, so sure, why not, you know? Especially
we all have scraps, definitely.
Rita says she has lots of, she makes lots of quilt scrappy. She prefers scrappy. Cool. Patricia says she's working on a scrappy Irish chain. Ooh, I bet that's really cool. Laura said hopefully the 1st or 2nd week of January. She must be going to have her surgery finally. Good deal. Gosh, that's a long time to suffer with something like what you're suffering with.
Yeah.
It's really bad. I don't understand the healthcare system doing that.
Well, yeah.
I know that if a kid or an adult breaks a bone here, you end up getting put on a helicopter and then on a plane, and you're sent to Nuke so that an orthopedic doctor can deal with it. They bind it up. They do whatever they have to mobilize it, and then you're in the air and gone to Nuke. They don't mess around with that stuff.
And that's if you break a bone?
If you break a bone, yep. If you have to have emergency surgery or something like that, and there's not a doctor here to deal with it, they'll put you on a helicopter and send you.
Okay.
If you're in labor with a baby and you and the baby are having issues, they will put you on a helicopter and send you. Because infant mortality rates and female mortality rates is a little bit high here.
Okay.
So they started flying mothers to Nuke, and if it looks like that there's going to be a risk with the mother and the baby, they go ahead and send them like within 3 weeks of their delivery date, because they can tell when the baby starts to drop down in the canal. They'll go ahead and put them on a helicopter and send them up to Nuke, just to make sure that they don't lose the infant or the mother.
Okay. Well, be smart. Yeah, I'd rather them protect them that way. Absolutely.
Yeah. Mortality rates here have been a bit tough. And then Denmark, and they're still kind of doing some stuff, but Denmark did some stuff, I don't know, about 60 years ago. They took a bunch of women from the ages of 11 to adult age, and they sent them to Denmark, and they were forced to wear IUDs. And because of that, it sterilized a lot of the women. And so that they think that contributed why the population should be around 60,000 based on all of the stats, but it's not, because there was a few years where there was no women having babies. But they're doing better. Everything's getting better.
I'm glad.
These kids that are born here, they are so tough. I mean, it's just amazing. When I first moved, well, actually, when I first visited the first time and moved here, Nikolai took me to the store shopping, and there's all these baby carriages sitting outside the store, and there's babies in them, and I'm like, aren't you worried that someone's going to steal somebody's baby? He says, no, no one here would steal somebody's baby. There's too many
Yeah.
people standing outside, they would prevent it. And so you see, now I don't even pay attention to it. I've grown used to seeing it. But you couldn't do that in our country.
Oh, no. No, they'd be gone in an instant. It's like abandonment.
Yep. They think it's abandonment. Now, sometimes I hear them crying when I go in a store, and my heartstrings are like, no, why? Where's your mommy? But I think they do it this way because it also helps what's the word when you're it's like when you take a house plant from outside to inside, you have to train it to be able to stay inside, so you acclimatize it over time. And I think they acclimate it. And I think the reason the babies are in carriages outside this way is so that they're acclimated to the cold, so they don't feel the cold as much as someone who's never been born here does. I mean, they dress them super duper warm. They're in snowsuits, the whole 9 yards, so they're not cold.
They do that in other countries too, so.
Yeah. And the baby carriages are huge here compared to the ones in the United States. So that may be another reason they leave them outside, because it would be too much for a small store.
To have all of them. Interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And I think that's why these kids are so tough, because they get outside, even in the bitter rock, and they're playing in the snow with the wind blowing. And I'm like, aren't you cold even with your snowsuit on? But apparently it doesn't bother them one bit.
When they get cold, they'll go in for their hot chocolate.
Yep. Somebody ate her food. I went ahead and fed her. What she was barking about earlier, she wanted me to take her outside. So I let her outside she's a little confused about all that snow at the door.
Oh.
She's like, Mom, where am I supposed to use my, do my business? Really good question.
I need help. Absolutely.
Okay.
So Denise says Icelanders do the same thing. It helps with the immune system. And that's what she was told.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rita has a point. Maybe that's what it is. I guess being paralyzed is not life-threatening. I do not get it. She's talking to Laura.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, if you're not going to kill over and die, they're not going to do something about it. I don't know why we became this way. But I experienced it with asthma. I would come in with full-blown asthma to the emergency room. And instead of taking me right away in and getting me hooked up to a nebulizer machine and start treating the asthma, they would make me sit out in the foyer or out in the waiting room, suffering, knowing I couldn't breathe. And I have sat there for an hour straight before they finally took me in and treated it. And I think the only reason they done that was because I wasn't passed out on the floor. Asthma just doesn't work that way.
That's interesting.
That's why I stopped going to the ER about it until it was really, really, really bad. And then when I go in and it's that bad, I end up being hospitalized. And then the doctor comes in and says, why'd you wait so long? And then when I explain it, he just shakes his head and he's like, I don't know what to say about that, but you should never, ever wait.
Yeah.
Because this could, because the first time I was hospitalized with it, I had pneumonia and didn't know it. And when the doctor came in the next morning and he sat down to talk to me, he says, we're going to have a talk. He told me, he said, I don't know if you're going to get out of this hospital or not. He scared me when he told me that. He says, your asthma is that bad right now, and you have pneumonia on top of it. And it said, so this could go either way. So if you get past this, don't wait ever again like this. So I stopped waiting. I go. I don't know how I survived childhood, because my dad wouldn't let my mother take me to the doctor. He thought asthma was in mine and my mom's head, because my mom had asthma too.
Oh, did she?
She did. That's why I was born with it. It's a hereditary thing. And I think she may have inherited from one of her family, either her dad or her mom. I'm not sure which one. And Florida was just really bad for it.
Oh, with the humidity and the.
Yeah, I come to find out, and it took moving here to figure it out. It's the humidity that's the problem. If I go to the coast where the ocean's at, I don't have much trouble with my asthma. It's the interesting thing. So every time I'd go to the beach in Florida, my asthma would behave itself. And so that would explain why when we lived in this little town called Christmas, Florida for about 2 years.
Mhm.
And so you got Cape Canaveral, then you have the St. Johns River, and then on the other side, on the west side of the St. Johns River is Christmas, Florida. And you could still smell the salt air because it would cross over the St. Johns River into that town. So my asthma rarely bothered me when I was there. But when he moved us up north, oh my God, it was so bad. So very bad. I missed a lot of school the first 6 months I was in North Florida because my mom just kept me in my bedroom with a hot plate and a boiling water with mentholatum rub in it, trying to keep my lungs open. That was the old way of doing it back then. When she was a child, I guess that's how her mother helped her. Because back then they didn't have fancy inhalers and stuff when my mom was growing up.
Yeah, my daughter, when she was a baby, both of my children had sinus issues, and I just I always felt bad.
Yeah.
I've missed, but they were always on a nebulizer. I like how cute the nebulizer masks can be.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh, you're getting but I'm here, I'm holding them, I'm rocking them, loving on them, and I'm getting just as much medicine as they are.
Yeah. So you probably felt
Yeah.
jittery sometimes from it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because the nebulizer, it's weird. The inhaler doesn't make me feel jittery, but when I do a nebulizer treatment, it does. It's interesting because more medicine gets to the lungs when you use the nebulizer machine.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot to mention about you probably seen in the title where I mentioned about the super chat goal. YouTube issued some kind of challenge to all the channels. So you've probably been seeing some channels pushing the super chat so that they can meet their goal. I put mine up there, but it's up to you. I feel like I'm begging for money when I do that. But anyway, the goal is 10 super chats. And then I think YouTube's supposed to do something, but I don't know exactly what they're going to do because I can't find the information. So it's up to you if you want to play. If you don't want to play, that's okay too. If I did get 10, and hey, Mona, if I did get 10, then I would set up a Zoom for anyone who's subscribed to the channel. You could come in and sew with me for nothing.
There you go.
How you doing, Mona? Hey, Jody, welcome, welcome. Don't forget to share your channel, exclamation selfie. That includes you, Mona. Hey, Joyce JK, how are you? Okay, so I got all these triangles done. Now all I got to do is get rid of the dog ears before I pull the paper off of them. This might look super cute when it's done.
Oh, it's going to.
Especially with the way I'm doing it. It'll be colorful.
Just remember to post it in her channel afterwards.
Yep.
You can get all your credit.
Yeah, I've been putting it in there. I just
Hmm.
hadn't been posting them in the separate folders. I guess that's what she
Oh,
wants us to do is post them in the folders.
it is. Yeah, you just go to the top and press the word album, and then you can find it. And then it'll have a button that says add photo,
Hmm.
and then you add your photo.
Yeah, so I went back and added all of the ones I had already uploaded into the channel. It's in the main, not channel, it's in the main group, but I didn't put them in the folders. So I went back and put them
Hmm.
all in the folders.
Let's see.
Because that may be how she's going to track how they're, if they're done or not. I don't know. But she also gets that Google form from us as well. Joyce wants to know what you're working on, Jess. And hello, Andy. Type
Hi,
the word
Andy.
exclamation selfie, Andy, to share your channel. Andy is a truck
Um,
driver.
so I have a tradition that, and I started it last year. So it's a beginning that anytime that there's a new baby born into our family, that on um, by their first birthday, they'll get a quilt from me. And so we had two more babies born last year, and we're going to their house tomorrow afternoon. So I am quickly putting two crib size, little throw quilts together for them. So it's a half square triangle and like these little line blocks. And yeah, they're 6 inches unfinished, and I'm just throwing them all together in a certain design and repeating the design over and over again. If you give me a second, I'll sew up a few rows and then I'll take you over to see it.
You can see some of it on
Absolutely.
the wall, and it's going to look very modern.
Yes. I'm into modern quilts at the moment, ever since I had an entry into QuiltCon this year. I'm really enjoying that.
Hey, are you using just a solid cotton black, or are you using a
Yeah.
grunge?
Nope. Everything's solid. Everything's Kona solid.
Okay,
It would look pretty in a grunge. Um, I'm just trying to use up what I have.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. And then behind me on my long arm, I have ironed lots of fabrics. I'm going to be doing the Stitch in Heaven with Rob Appel,
Hmm.
sew along on New Year's Eve day. And so I have all my red, white, and blues out with a little bit of white. And then I'm also working on this quilt. So Melissa Hartman with
I
the
love her.
dinosaurs. Yeah. And so this is for my pastor's son. And so I'm just gonna make the smaller one for him. So that'll be fun. And I've already done all the ferns and the vines and everything, and that's sitting over here too, just
Are
out of
you
shot.
using Kona for that also, or did you find some prints that you're using for that?
I went through the Wilkie stash and found quite a few prints. So yeah, it's all print except the background is a grunge, brown grunge. So it looks more solid, but it's grunge. It's amazing. It's fun. It's not my design. I found it on Pinterest and just looked at it and said, yes, I'm gonna make that. And I just went through and tried to figure out what size blocks I wanted to make it and how big the quilt needed to be. And so, yeah, it's a Wilkie original with help of images through Pinterest.
Somebody must have asked about
So
tuber
it's
chat.
fun.
Okay.
Um,
Mona says she sees a lot of people from tuber chat in here. Yep. And she said what
mm,
tuber chat is. It's a channel that supports small channels. So he
okay.
shares our channels on his lives, and he also will post them in his community tab. He'll share a link to a small channel, and it comes across my YouTube timeline because I'm a member of the channel, and he shares
Mhm.
other new channels that we might not know about. This is
Oh,
how he's
cool.
helping us grow, and I think that's why my channel's growing. I stumbled onto him because someone's his either someone shared it or his own where he shared it himself came across my timeline. I'm like, what's this? So I went and looked, and there he was.
Oh,
I
cool.
started going in there every time he had a live.
I've never heard of him.
Yep, his name is Kevin of Tuber Chat.
Okay.
Apparently, he has a pretty good size channel, but I don't know the name of it. This one's just a smaller one to help small channels.
Okay. Joydy says she has that same pattern that she has a pattern that I do with the dinosaurs. Mona says she likes the black and white. Yes, I can, Joyce, I can be quite busy. I like to keep busy. Idle hands, I'll get in trouble. Yes, I'll get myself in trouble. I have to keep my brain and my hands busy. So I'll have to go check him out again. Can you say his name again? Tuber what?
Tuber Chat, but let me go get his link. I'll share it in the channel. Hold on a minute while I go get his link. And then any of you interested in getting help growing your channel, this is a good place to go. Just be forewarned, the channel moves like the speed of sound. I'm used to the speed because I'm an IRC person, so the chat will move really fast. So you'll and the best way to get your channel noticed is to say hello to everybody and make conversation if you can, or talk to people. And when he sees you're in there, he'll talk about your channel. Okay. So let me go get his link. Tuber.
So there's all different types of channels
Yes, there's many different channels. Yes.
Amazing.
This is for any channel. You can come in there and become a subscriber of his channel and hang out in there when you can, and he'll get to know you, and he'll go look at your channel on a live and show it to everybody else in the channel. And that's where it happens. That's where people start hearing about your channel that's not regular quilters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me put this in here. So the channel is called Tuber Chat. The owner of the channel's first name is Kevin.
Yeah, I really like seeing other people's channels and just things that I'm not doing, just that I might not have 100% interest in, but they do, and I just love seeing their passion and everything behind it.
Yeah, me too. And I especially love homesteading channels. I've took quite a liking. And then there's a channel in here called Marketplace Boutique. Her name is Jody. And Jody started doing a few tutorials on how to make emojis for your channel. There's a couple other how-tos that she's done, and I think she's planning on doing more how-tos. I hope I'm not speaking ahead of you, Jody, on that. And that's how I come about talking to her. And then there's just some really good people that come in and out of here and that you meet from that channel. And they all want to help each other. That's what's great about it. You're welcome, Jody.
Yeah. And Jody is also planning. Go ahead.
She also goes to one of her videos. She went to an antique store. I can't remember the name of it, and she walked through the whole antique store, and you got to see different things in there. You were looking for Christmas stuff, I think, and she came across this antique 3-piece. It was like a mini love seat with 2 chairs that looked like they had cherry wood for the framing part of it, and she was like, oh, I would really like to have this. And then she was telling Andy, who is the backyard trucker, you should buy these for your house. If I was in there, I'd be buying them for my house. So you get to live vicariously through her when she's going in these little stores like this. And she also buys old jewelry, and then she cleans them up, and I think she might resell them. Jody, can you explain about the jewelry part of it? What when you buy it, what you do with it?
Hello, Fever Dream Animation. Hi, Cindy. How are you doing?
Hey, Fever Dreams. And Fever Dream Animation makes movies out of old movies, and then he runs them a certain amount of time, and you can go and sit while you're sewing and watch these old black and white movies. So they all have different things to give to the public. Okay, I have pulled all the half square triangle paper off of here now. So now what I'm going to do is I need to press them all open. And so I'm going to switch this mat so that I can stand here and press where you can see what I'm doing instead of disappearing off the camera. This mat smells funny when I'm using it.
Is that the Martelli mat?
Yeah, and the only thing between that mat is this little thin piece of batting. So I'm wondering if I should put some tinsel bright or whatever that's called that I happen to have some on. Cut one to go in between here. So it won't make, because it smells like the wood is heated up, gets heated up.
Okay. Yeah, I probably would put something to try it anyway.
Yeah. So that's something I'm gonna work on this week, is getting a couple more things to put in between the layer here. Jody says she loves old movies. I can't wait to see. I'm hoping we'll all come across an old Godzilla movie. The ones that they were playing the week before last had Tarzan, old black and white Tarzan movies. And those of you who are my age know who Tarzan is. All right. First, I'm just going to finger press these all open, and then I'll come behind it with heat. And I'm going to use my little seam roller. I think I'm going to do this right on the table first, and then put the mat back up here. It's easier. Rita says she's not really a jewelry person, although I have some of which one piece is several years old, made from soft silver and turquoise. It is what is called an Indian slave bracelet. Hooks on finger. Oh, okay, gotcha. So Jody says she buys, cleans, and resells on eBay and YouTube. So she found a jewelry box that, was vintage, and it had jewelry so she just bought the whole thing. And so the jewelry box had, the jewelry box itself was vintage. It reminded me of my mother's that she had. And inside of it had different kinds of jewelry in it. And so she was just, she had a magnet to see what was metal and what wasn't metal. Okay, let's see. We need to ask another question. Does everybody make a special meal for New Year's Day, or do you just, what do you do for New Year's Day as far as food?
For us, we don't do anything special. It's just another day, another time.
Yeah.
But I have had people in my life at one time that had traditions, and we'd eat all their little traditional stuff.
Unfortunately, my family didn't have any traditions. Any traditions that happened is some I made. But I didn't always do anything for New Year's. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. It just depended on my mood. By the time Christmas is over with, I already start feeling a little flat. It's like I call it the big letdown, where you getting all excited and you're shopping, putting up lights, cooking, because it starts from November. As soon as Thanksgiving, the week of Thanksgiving, and I start cooking like a maniac, and baking and doing all these fun things. And then the day after Thanksgiving, we put up the tree and put lights up all over the house on the outside, and then Christmas rolls around, and by the time Christmas is over with and you have like 3 or 4 days where you're not doing anything, you're like, or to me it felt like you just kind of like things go flat, you know.
As my children were growing up, because my husband and I, we don't go out and do all that stuff, but we would have all of their little friends. So we'd have a couple friends over. And so my girls would always have like little sleepovers that night. And
Oh, that's fun.
I cooked chicken wings and pizza and
Yum.
yeah. So I guess we had a little tradition, but yeah.
Sherry says New Year's Eve is sauerkraut and pork, and I think I've heard that before. Joyce says
Interesting.
it's usually pork roast, black-eyed peas, and collards. Yummy.
Black-eyed peas, yeah,
Uh,
that one.
Andrea also says traditional black-eyed peas. It's the only time of the year we eat them. And Rita mentioned that the jewelry was made by Navajos and blessed. Brenda Foley says ham and cabbage. Mother was German and she placed a dime in it. If you found the dime, you got all of the luck. Thinking now, that's nasty. Oh my gosh.
It's
Joy
like
T
stone soup.
put the nasty,
Oh.
And then Joy T says, this year I might get Indian food or a mix of both. I want to go somewhere and eat Indian food the next time I come to the United States.
Oh, Indian food, yes. Chapel Hill has a really good restaurant.
Oh, do they? Yeah, because I would like to try it.
I bet there's more in Raleigh too. But
Okay.
Chapel Hill is probably on 40, it'll probably take you like a half hour, 45 minutes to get there, depending on traffic.
Well, maybe you and I can meet and go eat there
Mm-hmm.
when I come to Raleigh.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to get there 3 or 4 days early anyway, so I can get rid of jet lag. Which hopefully the jet lag won't be as bad because it'll be a 4-hour flight instead of a 9-hour one.
Yeah, it won't be that bad.
Yeah. Just readjusting to the time zone is the biggest thing. Let me see. What did I miss here? Lori says prime rib and baked potatoes. Oh my gosh, that sounds yum. I'm thinking about as soon as Nikolai gets home, we're gonna have prime rib. Andy says Jody had great food for us to eat. And I think I've caught up. Yeah, I think I've caught up.
Yeah, I can't believe New Year's is just a couple days away.
I know. Can you believe 2025 is about to be here?
Nope.
I'm like, how did that even happen? These are a lot of half-square triangles.
I know. It feels like when I was little, it would take forever for the years to go by. But no, nope. Like a blink of an eye and we're already in the next year.
Yep. And it seems like it's even faster to me. The older I get, the faster it seems like to me. And I know that's crazy, but that's how it seems.
No, you're right.
Joy T says, Katy, I'm coming with you. Come on over. Get on a plane and come on over.
Yep.
It's about a 6-pound prime rib piece of meat.
Well, Joy D lives in North Carolina too. She just lives south of us.
Oh,
yeah.
So she'll be another one to meet up with.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's about 2.5 hours away from me.
Yeah. So some of us could get together when I'm in Raleigh then. And go have a different kind of meal.
Absolutely.
It was kind of comical eating lamb. I don't remember that it was called something 50s or something, the name of the restaurant.
Something 54.
Yeah, 54.
Bistro 54 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was a bit pricey. And so I was looking at the price of a ribeye steak versus lamb tenderloin, and I'm thinking, that lamb tenderloin seemed, because it talked about it had been marinated and everything, and I'm thinking, you know what, I might just try this. So when I told the waiter what I wanted, and he asked how I wanted it cooked, and I said medium rare, 2 of the women are like, lamb is nasty. How can you eat that? I said, have you ever tried it? Yes, and it was gross. I said, so that means that somebody didn't cook it properly. Because that's usually what
Mhm.
ruins us is somebody will miscook something and that's what is left on your that taste and image is left on your brain. Because that's what happened to me with salmon. And
Mhm.
and I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna try it. And if I think it tastes good, then you have to try one tiny little bite. But I will not lead you astray and say it tastes good when it doesn't, because I don't work that way. And when I took that first bite, I was like, oh my God, it's so yummy. And so they took a little bite and they're like, you're right. It doesn't taste gamey or lamby like what I had in the past. I said, see, sometimes you
Mhm.
have to take a leap of faith and hope for the best, you know?
Absolutely. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Absolutely.
And duck, I love duck. I don't understand why my mother never made duck.
Oh, yeah, it was delicious. Yeah.
And I have yet to run into anyone that I've eaten with that didn't know how to make duck here. Everybody's duck is always so juicy and yummy.
Mhm. I use the Instapot when I make my duck. I'm just,
Oh,
um,
I'm wondering what
it's
it would be
delicious.
like to put in an air fryer.
Um, Good question.
I don't
Um,
own one. Nikolai's kind of like, that's just another appliance that you might only use once in a while. Why waste money on it?
yeah,
And he has a point because I got a couple of appliances here that we hardly use that was just the spur of the moment because everybody else was using one, you
yeah.
know. And so I've learned not
I
to.
Yeah, I use my Instapot for a lot of things. I'll make soups and chilies, and it's like a big crock pot, and it gets done quite a bit faster. So I don't know.
See all
You might
these.
convince him.
Yeah, because I would like to have one because it looks like you can do chicken in it, all kinds of things in it.
Hmm.
I wish I could find a rotisserie that you can stick inside your oven because I like rotisserie chicken too. And I use my cast iron Dutch oven. I use that thing all the time for just about everything.
I have one too. I use it, definitely use it for making bread,
Yeah,
like when I'm making my sourdoughs,
they're great for
or when
bread.
I'm braising something.
Mm-hmm. Rita says duck is not a favorite. Nope, do not care for it. Okay.
Mm.
And then she says it would depend on the air fryer. I have the Vortex air fryer oven, so it is different. Okay. And then Sherry says she's done a small hen in the air fryer and it was good. Brenda says the Instapot makes everything moist and tender. And then Rita says you can cook everything in an Instant Pot. My air fryer has a rotisserie in it. Interesting. So what's the difference between an Instant Pot and a crock pot?
Pressurized. Instapot is pressurized.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I make bone broth with my crock pot. I
Mm.
first, I
Yeah,
first, I ro- first I roast all the vegetables and the meat that has the bone on it, or just the bones itself, whatever it is. Maybe it's chicken bones or whatever. And then I
mhm.
put it all in the crock pot, and then I put water in there, and I let it simmer for like 36 hours until there's hardly no bone in there, and then I sieve it all out, and you get that thick broth, you know.
Yes. I am. Every time I cook a turkey or I cook chicken, I will um put all the bones in either a crock pot or my Instapot for hours and just cook it all
Yep.
with the broth. And that's what I start my soups with. My soups have already started out with that stock.
Rita says crock-pot would take all day to make beans and ham, which I love doing. An Instant Pot only takes 2 hours. Yeah, but is the flavor the same when you speed cook it like that? For hams and beans?
I haven't seen a difference I mean, I don't cook ham and beans, but I don't see the difference when I'm cooking soups and things.
Mona says she bought an Instant Pot 3 years ago and still hasn't tried it yet. Oh my gosh. That's what my husband doesn't want me doing, is getting something and then not using it.
Yeah. Yeah, I got mine on special. Yeah.
Hey, Giovanna.
I didn't know. Hi, Giovanna.
Yeah, he feels like it's a waste of money if we're not going to use it. And he has a point.
Hi, William. How are you doing?
Hey, William. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Melissa. Welcome, welcome.
But
Joyce says it's been 5 years for her.
Since she's used one?
That she's not used it.
Oh my.
And Mary G says she loves her Instapot.
I don't know what I do without mine.
Find the book.
Fine. No, you don't need a book. Oh, Mona.
And Andrea also says the same thing, that she could cook ham and beans in an Instant Pot in 2 hours versus all day in a crock pot. I kind of like an all day affair in the crock pot though. Rita says like hard-boiled eggs take only 5 minutes in an Instant Pot and the shells just slide off. That's interesting.
They do. I still do it over the stovetop though, instead of getting it out.
I do my eggs on the stovetop. Okay, so let's see. We need to come up with a new question. What can we ask? Do any of you have any new goals that you're going to set for yourself after the first of the year? I don't do New Year's resolutions, so I don't have any, but I am going to set some goals. But my goals are going to be very simple, right, Jess?
Yes.
We're not going to set any lofty goals I know I'll fail at.
You only fail if you don't try.
Exactly. Not do it or don't finish.
But you move the needle somewhere.
That's true.
It might not be exactly where you want it to be, but it's all practice and repetition and working towards it. So even if you move the needle a little bit, did you fail? No. So you can't make it negative.
That's very true.
Absolutely.
Right. Now we're going to press all these half square triangles after I finger press them. I'm going to put some heat to them so I can get them all laying flat and pretty. And then we're going to put I'm going to use my design board. And for those that don't know what a design board is, it's one of these. And all it's made of is there's cardboard on the back and then there's batting on the front. And when you put a block on it, hold on, I'll show you. When you put a block on it, see, it makes that weird smell. It'll stick. See, I don't have to use a straight pin. It will not come off. But when you start sewing it together, and once you have the full block, if the block is a little heavy, it might come off. But for the most part, it holds what you're putting on the board. And
did you buy that? Or did you make your own?
No, I don't know how to make my own. And I can't because I can't get my hands on this kind of stuff.
Oh, the foam board?
Yeah, there's no office supply in this town at all. They used to be, so I don't know where they buy the school supplies for the kids. So there's no such thing as this. And that's why I haven't made any. So I have 4 of these this size. And then I have 2 of the small 10-inch ones. And I went on Qaqortoq the other day to look at I was thinking about buying me some more 10-inch ones. They're $17.
That's no, thank
you. Too much for a 10-inch because I know I didn't pay that for the 2 that I have.
Yeah.
I bought them a long time ago too. I mean, back in maybe 2018 2018 or 2019, maybe. $17 is a lot to swallow, especially when you have to worry about shipping, you know.
Understandably.
I
Yeah.
still think, go ahead.
I just go down to the dollar store. And I know that you don't have it, but and then I just grab the foam board and then I can make different sizes.
How much does
So
foam board cost there?
at the dollar store or at the Dollar
Yeah,
Tree,
yeah.
$1.25 for like a 18 by 22.
That's a good price.
So yeah, I've made my own, a couple small ones, but I don't really, because I thought I would use them, but I'm just so close to my design wall that,
Yeah, I use these a
and
lot, especially since I've been in here.
yeah.
Once I get back in the sewing room, I may not use them as much because I don't think I was using them that much in the sewing room because I could just get up and go to the design wall, you know.
Hmm.
But right now, that is a problem. Whew, this is hot. In case some of you are wondering what that beeping is, it's this iron that's making that beeping noise. It's telling me that I need to put it back on the cradle so it can
What
heat
kind of
up some
iron is
more.
that?
It's a Tefal free move air iron.
Mm.
I saw that they had a different version of this in Bruce the other day, only it has a cord on it. I missed one here that I didn't press open. Isn't that funny?
So a lot of people have been put, let's see, they're little. Mhm. Go back
Do
all
you
the way
have a
back up.
hardware store? Yes. Giovanna said she's used cardboard boxes. I thought about using cardboard boxes. If I could find one big enough to, cut in, not, like 12-inch ones and 18-inch ones, because I really like the 18-inch ones so that when you're making the bigger block.
Hmm.
All right, let me see if I can finish pressing these. See, I'm standing up again. Can't help it.
Right?
It's like it's better to do it this way than sit down and do it.
When I finish this row, I'll show the quilt that I'm working on.
Okay,
This will be 5 of the 9 rows.
okay. Lots of little triangles. I'm gonna turn them back over one more time and hit the iron one more time on them, just to make sure that they're pressed good.
Bye, Andrea. I know you'll be back in a little bit. She's off to feed her bunny rabbit.
Okay, see you when you come back, if we're still here. What time is it right now? Do you know?
5 o'clock.
Okay, so we're doing pretty good. So there's a total of 24 half square triangles for this block.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to string them out here where I can hit them all at once with the iron. One more time. And I don't think I'm going to have enough space. Let me see if I can.
Oh, on that mat.
Yeah, on the mat. Yeah. If it had been on the other one, my little mini one that I made myself, I probably could get all of them on that. But I can't move it toward me because it's not on any movable. It doesn't have any movable pieces on it. That's why I want the Alex cabinet, because maybe I can use the top of it for pressing. If I could put enough protection in between the top of it and the ironing station.
Yeah, those are, I have one right here. I think they're only like 12, 13 inches wide, but they're like 22 inches long.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, they would definitely need protection.
Yeah, because you don't want to mess up that laminate on top of it. Okay, I missed something here. Andy, you don't have to worry about any of us getting mad at you. The only way we would get mad is if you were being mean to someone in here. And I've never seen you be mean to anyone. Okay. Giovanna says she has used cardboard, which I read. Dollar Tree has that board. Andy says he loves his Instapot. Jody was so kind and got me one for Christmas last year. Aw, that's really cool. And then he mentioned he's going to try and respect others more and not make people mad. Oh, maybe you're doing that as a New Year's resolution, maybe. Mona's off to cook. Let me see. Rita says your iron makes that noise. Mine is corded that makes that noise. Haha. That's what I was going to mention. I saw this one with a cord on it inside Bruce, and I'm like, I want a little one that can sit right here by the sewing machine, and I can't find one. Brenda says she uses 2 layers of cardboard also. Giovanna says, ask any store if they have any cardboard that they are throwing out. Ah, that's why she mentioned that. That's a good idea. I'll go up there and ask them that. Rita says, I found out something by accident. I hung up a fleece blanket as I wanted to see something, and then I had a block in my hand and put it on the fleece, and it took me an hour to find the block was on the wall. Oh no. Oh, Giovanna says, Rita, not out of the US, not out of the US. In Europe, it is a different thing. Yeah, it's very different here. Rita says, that reminds me, I still cook. I could cook Cotticino con Leticia. I bet I just butchered that really bad. Oh no. All right, looky here. They're pressed. Now we're gonna put this stuff on the design. What do you think? Look at those colors.
Looks pretty.
It's gonna be interesting.
I have my quilt piece that I can show.
Okay, let me spotlight you.
Oh yes, I love being big. No.
There we go.
Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to be like you.
You're
That
funny.
is beautiful.
But yep, and that's 5 rows. I still have 4 more to put on. So yeah, thank you. I like it. I'm really enjoying it.
It looks very simple too and easy to deal with.
It is. I wanted something that was just so quick to put together and I didn't have to think about it. I love projects where it's just mindless. So yeah.
What I'm going to do with this block, Jess, is I'm going to turn the yellow part's going to face toward the white. What do you think about that? Or should I have the colors all headed toward the, maybe I should try doing the colors toward the blocks first. See how it
looks. I would set it up that way. Yeah, okay. Having the red and the color, yeah, and the yellow going towards the outside.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going to get it put on the board and then I'll show it to you guys. All right. I got to look at this picture so I'm not do it the wrong way, you know. So 4 goes on the bottom of the right. We'll see what y'all think about my design or the color design, not the pattern, because that's someone else's pattern. One, two, three, four. Oops, wrong direction.
See here.
Do the orange next. So
Thank you guys for all the positive and wonderful comments about the quilt. Thank you, or I really appreciate that.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Rita says every time that she goes to make pasta sauce, I can hear her grandma in her ear saying, ha ha ha, telling me how to cook it. That's wonderful.
Definitely.
Yeah. My my grandma used to make a lot of pasta sauce in her days too. But I don't have her recipe. Kind of wish I did. It was always tasty. And then we had my other grandma. She would make, see, in New York, we call them Michigans, but it's just a chili dog.
Mm-hmm.
And she had the most amazing sauce for that. Hi, Lori. How are you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome.
Hey, Lori. Welcome, welcome. All right, now we're going to put the other colors on next. Why do I have an extra?
Good night, Brenda. I know that you've been up since 2 and 3 this morning. I appreciate you coming back and hanging out. And I'll see you in a little bit.
Who is this?
That's Brenda. Brenda's leaving.
Oh, okay. See you later, Brenda. All right. So we want to put this one.
Like I can finally see the chat again. I don't know where my brain was, but
And then the purple's going to go on the outside. This is going to look like it's offset a little bit, and that's because all these half square triangles have to be sewn together before it starts to look like it's supposed to look. If that makes sense. Might have to overlap it a little bit on this one side so you can see the effect. Okay, so we need to do.
that is correct. That pizza sauce is definitely one thing you can't make in an Instapot, Rita. She would be screaming. Can you imagine our grandparents seeing Instapots and saying, what in the world are you using? Absolutely. Thank you, Pat. I really appreciate those kind words about the quilt top I'm making. It's just it's a simple block. It's just half square triangles. And this is 6 inches. It's 6-inch square. So the black is 1.5 inches. And each white is, let's see, 2 3/4 inches I cut out. And then I just made them in long strips. I accidentally did this one wrong, so I can show you. I did it in long strips like this, and then subcutted 6 inches. So I'm a 1/2 inch or 1/4 inch short on these. So they're going to end up being borders. So that'll be fun. Giovanna says she doesn't like her pizza sauce being cooked for very long. Oh, I like that, Katy. I like the colors in the middle. Absolutely. Pointing towards the center.
So that works better then, okay.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, what do you think? Because I'm going to get ready to sew this together. And I know that the white's blending into this background on the board.
Pat says it looks great. Giovanna says it's cute. Lori says it's pretty. Mary G said that's very pretty, Katie.
Thank you.
And then Rita says she did get her grandma's pretzel maker though. Ooh,
Ooh,
it's
that's
a
fun.
Italian wedding cookie.
Wow.
Well, well, well. You'll have to make some and send it to me. How about that? I'll
Yeah,
forever be in your graces. Let's see
thank you,
here.
everyone. Now I'm going to start
Yeah.
sewing it. So what I'll do is, so I could do these like I could either do these where you just sew all of the first row together, second row together, third row, or you could do it like in quadrants, like
Mhm.
quadrant 1, quadrant 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then start sewing them together. How did you do yours? Did you do it in quadrants or did you do it by the row on yours?
I did it. I made 4 patches.
That which would
So
be the quadrants. Yeah. Okay. Because
yeah,
I
I
think
made
the
that
four
and
patches.
then I had 3 rows at the end.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can we see yours? Are we allowed to see?
sure. Let me unearth it.
This is her block. Isn't that beautiful? I love
So,
this fabric you're using.
so
That is
it's Pan Buddha's line for reproduction fabrics. It's from it's called Maple House. And then I went on Fat Quarter Shop and picked this red to that's also in the browns and everything. So
that's
there's a
gorgeous.
couple fabrics that I also added that aren't in Maple House because Maple House tends to be a brown and blue hues. So I
Thank you
love
everyone who
reproduction.
commented on the blocks.
Mhm.
All right, so that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to make 4 patches. And we need to switch sewing clips.
Oh, Rita says it tastes like it's not a pretzel. Yes. When I saw the wedding cookie, I realized it wasn't a pretzel. That's but she says it tastes like a waffle cone, girlfriend. Waffle cones and I go a long way together, and I appreciate a good waffle cone.
You know,
There's a
I'm
place. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead with I was just going to expand on that waffle thing. Go ahead. And then I'll say something.
So when we go to the mountains every year, there is a place called Jack the Dipper, and we go there and they make homemade waffle cones to order. So when you grab
Um,
I know, when you grab your Hershey ice cream, whatever flavor that you want, they have like 50 flavors of ice cream. And then they ask you, you want a vanilla, cinnamon, or a chocolate waffle cone or a bowl?
they make them in
And
chocolate.
they make them in chocolate too. Oh
Oh,
my word. Um, and their smalls are massive, massive. So $4 gets you like 2 or 3 scoops, a fresh waffle bowl. Mm, I need to go back. It's called Jack the Dippers, North Carolina. Go grab one. You'll be
sounds
amazed.
like another place for me to visit and try out.
Absolutely.
We haven't had vanilla ice cream or chocolate ice cream in our stores, just plain of both
Hmm.
in months, almost a year.
Mm.
And I walk in there today, and I'll show you the size of the package in a minute. Um, I found vanilla ice cream, and I was shocked by how they shrunk it in half and still charging the same high price.
Mine.
I don't know. It's what all the a lot
Yeah.
a lot of manufacturers are doing
They're shrink.
is
Yeah.
shrinking it. Call it, I guess you call it shrink something. But anyway, they're
Yeah.
still charging that same inflationary price, but reducing the size of it. Our butter
Mhm.
has gone from 250 grams down to 200 grams, which is the same thing as a 1 pound thing of butter.
Mhm.
And I noticed that the what do you call it, dehydrated milk or the powder milk? They used to be in this big can, and now they've shrank that down, and they're still charging 80 kroners for it.
Oh wow.
Crystal says the family still owns a villa there, but I have never been to Italy. Man, I really want to go to Italy just to eat Italian food. I love chicken marsala. Oh my gosh, I could eat that all day long.
Yes, chicken marsala is good.
Yep, I know how to make it from scratch, but trying to get marsala wine is very hard. I haven't seen any in the store in a really long time. Nikolai came home with some sherry from Sissy Mint because I cook with sherry quite a bit.
Yeah.
And but I hadn't been able to use any because I hadn't been able to get my hands on any. And then he came home with a bottle of it. I'm like, hey, now I can cook with it.
Like, thank you.
Giovanna says, you have to come, Rita and Katy. Yep. Sounds like, do you know that a lot of Greenlanders go to Italy for their summer vacation? There's many of them that'll go to Italy for their vacation.
Oh, wow.
We have some Greenlanders right now that are in some island chain. I can't remember. It's not the Bahamas. I'll have to look it up and see what the name of the islands are. But they're spending their end of December together in the islands where it's nice and warm. He said it was at night it was 60 degrees. Like, yeah, you left right before the storm hit. I hate when these triangles get offset a little bit.
Yeah, they kind of slip a little bit, don't they?
Yes, they do. And I try my best not to let that happen, and they still do it. All right, we're going to work on the top half first because I don't want to get myself all confused here because I'm trying to chain sew at the same time. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be making 4 patches, but I'm also chain sewing at the same time, which means I'll end up making 3 4 patches. But if I'm not careful, I can always get these turned the wrong direction and then we'll be in big trouble. Giovanna says she loves marsala. She used to she would use it in her pasta sauce. It tastes good in pasta sauce, Giovanna? I've never tried using it in pasta sauce when I make my homemade red sauce. And then Rita says, Italy to see would be amazing. Just one tiny issue. This thing on my spine prevents me from flying. Oh.
I'm sorry to hear about that. Yeah.
You. Where is the picture of this block? Because I need it. Can you hear windows? Can you hear a sound that sounds like a popping noise coming on from my video? That's fireworks in it. And when it bounces off the window, it makes a very weird sound.
I can't hear it.
Oh, I should have done that. Darn it. Okay. Just making sure I got these going the right direction. And I'm finger pressing at the same time, and then I'll press these once I got them. Once I get them sewed into a 4-patch, then I'll go ahead and finger press or use my iron to heat them up a little bit. she says she likes to go to a store but she has to bypass their security thing. Oh, it sets off the security stuff. No X. She cannot go through anything that would X-ray her. Something's wrong here. Oh, no, it's not. At least I don't think it is.
She said it gives her a shock and it causes the battery to discharge.
Wow.
Yeah, we definitely don't need that happening to you.
No, we don't.
Mm-hmm.
That would be very bad. Okay, I think I'm doing okay so far. I think they're all going the right way. At least I hope so. No, they're not going in the right direction. What did I do wrong? I'm not going to panic here. We'll figure it out. Could be simply I turned the board the wrong way. Probably what I did. So we got this going this way. That's probably what I did. Which means I had the cool colors on the top. See, now I'm all confused. This is what I was
Lay it
telling
back
you. I
out.
get angle challenged on.
It's okay. Just lay it all back out.
I need to do it like this. And then this needs to be like that. And then this is supposed to be this way. This is supposed to be that way.
Pat says to lay it out and show us, and we can help you if you can.
Okay. It looks like I did something. Wait, maybe. No. Okay. I think I figured it out. But let me show it to you. Let me show it to you before I go messing with it any further. Make sure I got these all going in the right darn direction.
Yep, everything looks right back to normal. Yes.
Okay.
That looks great.
Right. Now, let's sew these two together first to get that 4 patch. Sorry guys, I was about to panic.
Nothing we can't help. Absolutely.
Yep. I don't know what, I don't know. It's weird that my brain does this with these half squares. You know, anything that relates to an angle,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I just can't figure it
Just
out.
a little. Mm-hmm. As Jenny Doan would say, angly challenge, but that's okay. Nothing
Yep.
we can't overcome.
Yep. You'd think as a visual learner I wouldn't be angle challenged, but apparently I am. You know what else I'm handicapped on?
Mm.
Directions. Not directions like as in if someone tells me how to go somewhere, I can't follow that. I can. What I can't tell you is what direction. If I was somewhere that I was not familiar with, I couldn't tell you which way was north.
Okay. Oh. Um, I've I've never had that question asked to me before, but I don't know if I could 100% say that either.
Do you know what side of the house what side of your house faces north?
I do.
See, that's how I would think about how my old house faced. Whenever I would be somewhere I wasn't sure which way was north, and I'd think about the direction I was sitting in, and sometimes that would help me by thinking about how my house faced north
Yeah.
because I knew
Like
what
I'm
side was
facing,
east and west. Yeah,
yeah, like I'm facing west right now.
yeah. I have
So
no idea which way.
yeah.
I think north is this way, but I'm not sure because it's
Hmm.
hard because the sun moves in a circle here.
Yeah.
I was telling Nikolai, I said the next time I go to the United States, I'm buying myself a good compass, and then we'll see if it works in the north or not.
Denise is leaving. Bye, Denise. Have a
Bye,
wonderful
Denise.
night.
Have a nice night, and thank you for coming. Okay, we're getting somewhere here. Maybe I'll get this block done before I have to shut the live down. Thank you for joining me tonight, Jess.
Absolutely. It's fun.
Yep. I forgot to set, I couldn't find, does anyone know if Donna was going live tonight or not? Because when I went to look at her website last night so that I could put a link, you can, when you set up a live, and I'm going to see, sorry, you can set it to dump everybody into the next channel, you know,
Mm.
when you in your live. And hers starts at 8 o'clock, I think, Eastern Standard Time, I think.
It starts at 7 Eastern Standard
7.
Time.
Okay, 7. Yeah, I knew it was
Hmm.
somewhere early. And but
But
last night
Becca
when I
starts
went to
at
her
8.
webpage, I couldn't find it. So I don't know if she's not having one tonight or not.
I know that she took time off over Christmas break for her family.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming it's and this week too, the whole week.
Oh, okay. I wonder how the granddaughter's doing, the one that had the heart transplant.
Mhm. I saw her, Donna posted a picture of her at a band concert.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh, cool. All right. Let's get this first two done, and they'll be sitting in the row already.
Laura asked Katie if you could drop the link for the Google form.
Yes, let me go get it real quick.
Great, great.
No, don't get on the pedal, baby girl. Okay, here's for the Google link, Google form.
Thank you. I know I need to do it too. Pat says Donna is on tonight at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for answering that question. I'll find the link for the live and post it right before I get ready to shut my live down. So you can find your way there easy.
I won't be able to go 3 hours with you tonight, Katie.
We're not doing 3 tonight. We're only doing 2.
Well, that's 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
Oh.
Close to 6 yet, are we?
We are 20 minutes still.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I wasn't going to go 3 because I have to attend, I have to go to a Zoom thing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be that long, but I did a swap. I was part of a swap, and they're doing a Zoom tonight. And there's a couple of, I'm sure there's not, I'm probably sure it's not just me and my swap partner that doesn't have their stuff right now, because you know we're overseas and stuff. The weather's been pretty freaking mean lately. All right, where's my picture? Put you back up here. Then I'm going to do this one. Finger press for now. These blocks are cute. They're so tiny, see that? So I couldn't even imagine doing the 6. Yeah, there was a 6-inch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, we are not doing the 6-inch. Too complicated.
They would be 1.5 inch.
Yep.
And then, because it would be 1 inch finished blocks.
Yep. Let's see here. It's going to go in the same direction. Okay, so we have 2 4 patches done so far. Let's get this 4 patch done, and then I can work all on the hot side. So what I did is this block is designed to, so one half of it, the one side of it is going to be all cool colors with the yellow in as the, I guess you'd say the background, sort of. And then the other side is all warm colors with that same orange yellow color. Or yellow orange, I'm not sure which it is. It's one of them.
Fabric magician Annette. Annette is here. Hi Annette, how are you doing?
Hey Annette, welcome, welcome. All the fur babies are fed and watered and tucked in for the night, Andrea says. How's your rabbits doing, by the way? I haven't asked about them lately. They doing okay with the colder weather? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, since this is a 4 patch, that'll be my first one, and I know it goes over on that left. I'm going to just leave it on here and chain piece some of these other parts and try not to get myself all confused. That would be good, wouldn't it? All right. But I think what I'll do is I'll do 4 at a time instead of all 8 of them at a time. That way I can't get maybe doing it, doing it a little bit slower will work better.
Yeah, I did mine in 4 patches, and then I put the 4 patches together and made the 3 rows.
Because that's probably how I need to do it so I don't get confused. The chain piecing shortens the amount of sewing, but or how long it takes to sew it, I mean. It's warm in this house. And I think it's warm in this house because the snow is so tall up against the house. It's keeping the house insulated.
Yes, now we'll do that.
Yep. It was
I
cold when I
love.
went out today, though.
Hmm.
All the kids were in snowsuits today that I saw. Last
But
winter, none of us was wearing snow clothes. Too hot to wear when it's not this cold.
hmm
They're like, how can it be cold in the Arctic? Or, I mean, hot. You can when you're wearing snow clothes.
Absolutely.
Okay. See, even by using triangle paper, you can still
Hmm.
have wonky looking triangles every so often. And I don't understand why. I guess the when you're sewing it, it can get the bias a little bit stretched or something.
It can. And sometimes I don't take the papers off until after the whole block is put together. You've taken all your papers off?
Yeah, I pulled them all off. Probably should have left them on,
Mhm. Um,
especially for little ones.
yeah, and there's a lot of bias, so there's a lot of stretching, but nothing that ironing can't help you with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I can
Mhm.
see it for right now, but in a couple of them, it's not all of them, it's just one or two of them. We're rolling along. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep on rolling. And it says, done exercising my arm and getting a heat treatment. Nice. All of last year's bunnies are full grown and ready for freezer camp. And breeding season is coming up in another month.
Oh,
Nice.
yes, it is.
How many rabbits are you going to have for freezer camp? Okay. All right. Got this one done. Finger press it. Gonna have lots of them to hit with the iron soon.
Okay, I'm gonna go post to your Facebook page
Okay.
the quilt top without borders. I still need to do the borders,
That
but
is so
we're
cool. Maybe,
we're
hey,
doing it.
I wouldn't mind getting a design from you so I can make one and do it in grays, yellows, and blacks.
You said you said grays, yellows, and blacks, and I started typing that I did a red and white quilt. Oh, Lord have mercy.
So Andrea says she has 12 left that she has not sold, but she had a total of 24 this year. Oh, that's really good. So how do you make your rabbit when you eat it? How do you cook it? I mean, That's, oh, duh.
There we go. Oh,
It's weird. My parents never fed us rabbits. They had rabbits, but I think they raised them to sell them is what they did with them.
mm.
I don't recall us ever eating them. Chickens, on the other hand, mom just walk outside and get one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've never cooked rabbit before.
Me neither. I've had squirrel that my mom's cooked, and it was okay. I mean, they're so small, you have to have a zillion of them to even fill you up.
Mm-hmm.
Or Florida squirrels, anyway. But I don't think people eat them so much these days.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, what are you doing back here? You're not supposed to do that. And I'm going to accidentally stab myself in a minute. I'm not careful because that pin was turned weird.
Are you pressing open?
Yes. Me and my nesting just doesn't work out. Not yet. Sooner or later, I'll figure it out. And when I do, I'll be like, oh, duh, this is all it was. But for right now, I'd rather not try and mess up the block, you know?
Yeah. Andrea says that she fries it, roasts it, cure it like a ham.
Nice.
Interesting.
So simple stuff then.
Yeah, lots of variety. I like that. I'll try anything once.
Yeah, me too. My dad used to go quail hunting, and that's another one. The birds are so small, you have to kill a bunch of them to even make a meal out of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my dad used to bring us quail hunting back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. Take you
Yeah.
quail hunting, deer hunting.
Mm-hmm. My grandpa said that because I was a girl, I wasn't allowed to go deer hunting.
Oh, well, that's just
But he
wrong.
would take everybody else.
Of course he would.
Yeah, it's okay. I still love him.
Deer hunting's fun. Still hunting anyway.
Mm-hmm. My grandma used to shoot turkeys and go turkey hunting. That was always fun to hear all her stories about that.
Yep. I remember one time I went with my dad, and they were with a group of people, and they were going pig hunting, and they had just about everybody had a pit bull for that. And I'm like, I had to sit in the truck. I wasn't allowed to get out of the truck because it was too dangerous, and I didn't understand why he took me when he knew I couldn't get out of the truck anyway. Because wild pigs can hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
especially the males.
Mm-hmm.
They have a big old evil-looking tusk on them.
Yeah.
What is the purpose of those tusks, I wonder?
Besides defense?
Yeah, besides defense, because someone had some pigs on a YouTube channel, and they were
Mm-hmm.
domesticated, and the males and the females had those tusks hanging out of their mouth, and I wondered what purpose they served for even a domesticated pig.
Yeah, I think it's just a defensive mechanism.
They're definitely not afraid of people.
No.
Right up and attack your behind.
Alexandria is here. Hello, Alexandria. How are you?
Hey,
She says she's sorry she's late. She was shopping for fabric and patterns online and needed them for her other for my other channel. She's gonna start posting more regularly starting in January.
all right, and welcome as
Absolutely.
Alexandria.
Well, give us some hints. What are you going to be doing with all that fabric? That I would love to hear. Absolutely.
Inquiring minds want to know. We almost have one more 4-patch and then they'll be ready to sew. But I think I need to press them before I start sewing in rows. You know, use the iron on them.
Mm-hmm. Do you use like a flattening spray at all?
No,
Or just steam
but I
or
do
dry
have one of
iron?
those acorn pin things.
Yeah.
And I use that, and I'll probably be using that today. Uh-oh, that needs to be fixed. That's not
Okay.
right. I don't know. Sometimes it triggers my asthma. It's very weird. I've even tried to unscent it to see if it was just, you know, the scented one that was causing the trouble.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just the whole thing is a problem. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. It's a very odd thing.
Yeah, I've never used the acorn pen. I used to have Mary Beth's Best Press,
Mm-hmm.
and now I use a dry iron for everything. I don't use steam for anything.
I used to use steam all the time, and then even Nikolai noticed that every time I would use steam, he would
Mhm.
see me having breathing problems, and he mentioned it. He says, "Are you having trouble breathing, Mia?" He says, "I only notice you doing this when you're using your iron." And I got to thinking about it, and I think he's right. So I stopped using steam. But steam makes everything flat, so very flat,
Yeah.
and I don't have to use chemicals to make it flat. You know?
Yeah. I do use clappers,
Yep, I have
just
some.
like, so I have 3 of these clappers that I use. I don't know how big they are.
I have 2 of them that are like that came from Fat Quarter Shop, and then I have this one I brought back from the United States with me.
They're a
You
little
see
over 9
this?
inches long. Mm.
And it has one of those like a cabinet handle on it,
Oh, cool. Yeah.
and it's made from maple, just like the long clappers, like you were just showing. I have those too.
Hmm.
I kind of can't figure out where I laid them. They got misplaced in there somewhere, I think, when all that accident happened in there.
You'll find them again, definitely.
Yeah, I gotta find them. They're in there somewhere. They're not lost. They're just underneath all the other chaos.
Kristen from Bella's Whispers Farm says hello, Katy.
Hi, Kristen. How are you? Hope you had a good Christmas.
Yes.
She's got. Oh, and don't forget to hit that exclamation Sophie to share your channel, Kristen. She has a farmstead, or it's the same thing as a homestead.
Hmm.
Hers, I think it's quite big what they got, if I remember right. But I've watched almost all of her videos. I think there might be 5 or 6 I haven't finished watching. I've been
I'll
on
have to go check her out.
yep. I've been on this channel binge where I'm watching everybody's channels,
Hmm.
giving everybody watch hours.
Well, she just got another subscriber. I just clicked on it.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
Kristen! Yay! Speaking of subs, how many you got now, Kristen? Because she's been cruising right along with me, and I haven't told you guys something, but I got a thing from YouTube today verifying that I actually did hit 2,500 yesterday.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yay.
I don't know how, but I did. So I was wondering if Kristen hit that 25 mark too.
She's close.
Very close, I bet.
She is. She's close.
So we're gonna have to push it. Jess, do you know if Donna is live tonight? See, Andrea's asking too. We couldn't find the
We were told by, I'll go check, but we were told by, I believe Pat came and said that she was, but let me, because I'm finished. Let's see, Handmade. There she is.
doing that. I'll keep sewing so I can get this block done.
Lives. Yeah, she's scheduled tonight at 7 o'clock. It's her
Okay.
anniversary chat.
Oh, so that must have happened.
It's the 27th. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She must have posted it after I went to bed last night then. 'Cause I
That'll
was
be
setting up this
exciting.
live for today, last night before I went to bed when I sent you the email.
Mm-hmm.
Now what time is it? We've got to be getting close to 6.
It is 5:58.
Oh, I'm not going to get this block finished
Okay.
before it's time to shut down. But I'm close.
Yeah,
For
Bella
real.
says that she's at 2,430 something. But yeah,
So you're almost there. All
she's
right.
getting there. She's like 70 away. So
Yeah.
if you're not subscribed to Bella's channel or Sir Christian's channel, Bella Whispering Whispers Farmstead, go ahead, check her out.
Yep.
Have fun with it. Subscribe.
She also
Do
does
all the good things.
cooking videos.
Oh, cooking. Love that.
So it's definitely fun to watch. She has she has 2 different pies that she made, and one's a water pie and the other one's I think a vinegar pie.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard of either.
Oh, Laura, I knew that you said that you were in the West, but I didn't know you were in Arizona. Amazing. I bet it would be too warm to have bunnies there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Right, I'm going to show you where I am on this because I don't think I'm going to get finished before we have to shut down. But at least you'll see where I am on it. And it won't take me long to sew this all together, as far as getting it done after that.
Yeah. And so everyone, I went over on Katie's channel, her Facebook post, her page, and posted the quilt top already, but I can show it to you guys before we leave too.
Yeah.
I just need to add the borders.
You want me to spotlight?
Hold on, in a second, I'm gonna go get Bella's link for
Okay.
Andrea.
All right. And
I'm
while
all
you're
about
doing
that.
that, I'm going to put this up here so you can see it.
There you go,
All of my
Andrea.
4 patches are done.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that looks great. Amazing.
I'm going to turn it the other way. Yeah, like that way too, so you can see.
I think it looks great.
So all I got to do now, you guys, is just sew each row together, all 3 together. And then after I get all 3 of each row sewed together, then I'll sew all 3 of the rows together. But I didn't want to run past 2 hours tonight. Oh, we're at that 2-hour mark. Okay, so that's where I am on my block. And now I'm going to spotlight Jess so she can show you her quilt top.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Kristen.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
That's amazing. All right,
Yes,
so
it
here's
is. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I definitely want to make this quilt. It's very modern.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed making
Colors.
that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's
But and
beautiful.
I can imagine it with like black and white and then picking another like another color and just dropping it in there every now and then.
Yeah, like just do
So,
like just random the color, just here maybe a spot of it and there a spot of it, but not be organized about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I did a gray and white quilt top, and for the border, I used red for the border. That's the only red in your face color on that whole quilt. I'll have to show it to you next time I'm on the live. All right, so again, I'll show you one more time before we call it quit. Yep, I'm doing that.
Yeah, there you go. I was just like, oh, I'm still on spotlight. Okay.
So you can see. That's what it's going to look like. All I have to do now is just sew this to this to this, just like this. And then after I get all of them done, then I sew each row together and it'll be done. One more block, done for Donna's. Yeah, look, I'm knocking things off now. Oh, that's too funny.
Thank you everyone for the kind words. Yes, they're both wonderful projects that we are working on today. Absolutely. So I'm going to double this quilt and give 2 little boys.
Yep.
This
And they're
little
going to
quilt
love
top.
it.
Yes,
Okay.
I hope so.
So one more time, tell them about your channel and blah, blah, blah.
So you can find me over by So Blessed by Jess. And over there you'll find just little tutorials of how to put blocks together, and sometimes I put quilts together, but I do have a couple projects coming up this next year that'll be highlighted on the channel, because I'm going to be learning some new crafts with quilting, and yeah, just the love of teaching. I'm here to have fun, and that's what it's all about. And I just want to bring the fun and the quilting to you also. So it's amazing. I'm having a great journey so far. It's wonderful.
Okay. And as for me, I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow night or not. I haven't made a decision on that yet. I might take a day off and work on some things I need to work on because I'm a little tired anyway. So I might just take tomorrow off and watch everybody else's lives. So that might be what I happen tomorrow, because I've already did 2 lives this week already anyway. So it's not going to hurt me at all. I want to work on some pre-records because I haven't put, there should be one more, at least 2 more grocery ones coming up that I've already set to go. You should be able to see soon. I think one will be tomorrow, I think. And then there'll be another one next week. And then I still have, I think, 2 more portions of that I haven't put together as a pre-recorded. It's recorded, I just haven't edited it, is what I'm saying. So I still have that left, and that'll be all of the store shopping video that I did this go around for you guys to see what our grocery store looks like. I might do another, an updated one in a few months, but most everybody got an idea of what was in the 2 main stores, and yeah, so there's that. Okay, so thank you everyone for coming to my live tonight. Keep an eye out on the community tab for the updated information for the 12-hour live. Don't forget to go do the Google form if you haven't done it. And make sure you're subscribed also, because that's the criteria. You must subscribe, show up for 5 minutes, and that's all you got to do. So anyway, make sure you live, laugh, love, dream. And what do you do with all that? You make something. So have a great night, everyone, and see you on the next live. Good night. Okay, let me get this closed down. Whew. Okay. Do you want to try to do any more